We are here every week to give you content. You know why? Because we are Dynasty. Ladies and gentlemen, Juan and I give you the Sports Dynasty podcast.
A dynasty that never ends.
Never ends.
We do need a catchphrase. I don't know what it's going to be.
We do. I'm not going to lie, that's pretty cool, but we'll think something.
Yeah, we'll think something eventually. All right, free agency. We're back in business. We ain't taking big breaks like we were before. It's a wrap. It's time to start with more NFL. NFL literally never dies until like July or June.
Yeah, probably July.
Yeah. But it's free agency time. I think it's exactly 4 weeks from now. March 18th, 4 p.m. will be when free agents are available to sign.
Yes.
So we are going to be going through one division per day. And I'm not mistaken, it lines up to the last division will be the last day of free agency starts. So we got you covered. After that, we will do the draft. Because there's no point doing draft and mock drafts and all that if they didn't do free agency yet, because I plugged in holes. So after free agency is when we're going to do the draft. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yep. For we're going to start here with the NFC East. NFC East.
Okay, yes.
Where 3 out of 4 teams have new head coaches, if y'all didn't know that.
Yes, they do, actually. Ron Rivera is the new coach for the Redskins.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Judge.
Judge.
Yeah, I keep fucking his name up.
Is the Giants head coach. And Mr. McCarthy.
McCarthy, to be exact, is the coach for the Cowboys.
They know who McCarthy is. Y'all know football, you know exactly who Mike McCarthy is. The guy Aaron Rodgers hated for like 7 years.
I want to see how that works with him and Jerry. I want to see how that shit works. But
that's very interesting too. We're gonna have fun with that.
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work.
But they got bigger problems first, and they're the last team that I have ready to talk about. So you're gonna have to wait for that.
No problem.
Yeah, does you have a fan? That's a big Cowboys fan.
Yes, my friend Andy's a huge Cowboys fan.
He's gonna have to wait until the end of the episode to how he bash or say what his team has to do, whatever.
Yeah, he's a big supporter of our show. So shout out to Andy. But yeah.
Definitely.
But other than that, yeah, this is pretty fun to do, though.
Yeah, so for my list, I can put that here now. I start with Philadelphia, the guys who made the playoffs and won the NFC East last year.
Okay.
Start off with them. So their holes are basically the defensive backfield. Everyone sucks. So safety, cornerback. Then I put wide receiver third because somehow Carson Wentz still made it work. Offensive tackle and linebacker. Safety. The reason why I say safety is the biggest because Malcolm Jenkins actually is in a team option of $8.7 million. And I don't know if they're going to pick that up since he's 32 years old. And I think he showed a little bit of decline last year. And they only have 2 active safeties in the roster right now, which is pathetically bad. So that's number 1 to me. 2, also corner, is because that's been their need for since they won the Super Bowl. But Ronald Darby is probably their best one. He's free agent, so they have to do something about that. Wide receiver, Nelson Aguilar's gone. That's a plus. But also Jeffrey is not young, and he isn't all that. And Deshaun Jackson's old. I don't know. His speed has to leave him at some time. That could be this year. And J.J. Arcega-Whiteside was not very good last year. So they need something to be plugged in there.
I'm gonna lie. I actually had high hopes for him this year, Whiteside. I really did. But it was not a good year for him.
No, he was not good at all.
He was not good at all.
Offensive tackle, Jason Peters at almost 40 is more likely going to leave the team. So they need somebody to replace at the left tackle position. And plus, Lane Johnson is a little bit of injury prone-ish, if you could put it that way. So they should really think about offensive tackle. And linebacker, Nigel Bradham is also on an $8 million team option, but he's only 30. So they're more than likely going to pick that up. But on the off chance that he doesn't, this is a really, really big need. And plus, they do need coverage at the linebacking spot. They were the 19th ranked pass defense in the NFL, which is not the worst, but you could bolster that up. And of course, getting better corners and safeties are going to definitely bolster that up. But I mean, for underneath coverages, stuff like that, the linebackers will help. So, help out a little bit. And my research when it comes to rankings and numbers, that comes from, of course, the Bible, Pro Football Reference. And from what I researched at overthecap.com, their salary cap is at $40.9 million. That is their salary cap.
It's not terrible.
Is there anything different that you said from their holes? You got any different holes?
Also for holes, honestly, the backup quarterback position, honestly.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Because obviously they had to take McCown out of retirement to be, just in case if somehow Wentz got hurt, which he did. But it wasn't too bad because the division was still terrible that they were able to hold off and come back over it. They need a backup, someone that fits their scheme just in case anything happens. Me personally, I don't think that Tennessee is going to keep Mariota. I think Mariota.
We're getting solutions now.
Oh shit. Well, so my solution for that will be.
Yeah, we can get to that later. Now we're going to solutions. But is that the only holes that's different from what I said?
Yeah. Everything you said already.
Okay, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, my solution to that is Marcus Mariota will be a perfect fit for this team because I don't know. I think his scheme he fits well in the scheme that Patriots has for him, and I think that him and Wentz have a similar playing style, somewhat similar.
Except one is so much more accurate.
Exactly. But, but the only thing about Mariota is that he's able to stay healthy. He's durable. Now is he you think he's trash?
He is trash.
But he's reliable as far as being there, healthy, and we can't guarantee that Wentz will be healthy. So I think that's one of the big solutions for them right then and there. Most importantly. Okay.
All right. So my number one solution for the holes is there is actually a pretty good pairs of cornerbacks available. Chris Harris Jr. is available. Bradley Roby's available. Mm-hmm. And hilariously enough, also Keith Talib's available. So the entire no-fly zone secondary from back in the Denver days, 2015, is available for free agency. Hilarious. There's a couple others that completely slipped my freaking mind. Logan Ryan is available. He's a pretty good corner. And there's one more. I don't remember.
We're talking about the second for the safety secondary. Xavier Woods is available too.
He is?
Yeah, Xavier Woods is available. It's available. I literally, when I do my research, that's why I checked. That's why I put his name in parentheses in the secondary. He's available too. So.
Woods or Rhodes?
Rhodes. Sorry, not.
I was like, Woods is a different person.
Yeah, Xavier Rhodes. I'm sorry. I don't know why I thought about the rest.
Wow, maybe he needs to scenery because he does suck over there too. I don't know.
Xavier
but
Rhodes,
they definitely should. With $40 million in cap, you have enough space, especially since you signed your quarterback already. There's enough space to sign one of these corners. Throw a good $10 million over there somewhere to get one of those guys because Jesus Christ, we need it. Second, I resigned Rodney McLeod because he's also a free agent. That's another reason why the safety is a big thing. They're losing McLeod and they may not pick up Malcolm Jenkins' thing. So sign McLeod and sign Ronald Darby back too. I think Ronald Darby's a decent number 2 corner. He's not number 1. Get him number 2 with one of the guys you signed and you guys will be okay. Please, I would assign the wide receiver position in the draft. This is a very, very, very thick wide receiver draft coming up this April. So I would address it there because I'm not too keen on the options for Philly when it comes to wide receivers in the free agency market. I will also address the offensive tackle in the draft, get someone young, and I believe this is also a pretty good offensive tackle draft also. So they can really address both of them in the draft. And since you have a couple bucks left, so you didn't spend much, you can try to take Jamie Collins off free agency for cheap, or you can really put some money in and get Corey Littleton, who broke out as a great coverage linebacker from the Rams this year. Try to get him. And I will sign Nigel Bradham, so I will pick up his $8 million option. Those are my solutions for Philadelphia. Good?
Yes, sir.
All right. The next team, New York Football Giants. I don't know why they call New York Football Giants.
Because at one point in time, the Giants from San Francisco used to be in New York. They used to play the Polo Grounds right across the bridge from Yankee Stadium on 155th Street. Yeah, that's why they call them the Football Giants.
But they're not there anymore.
But it's like the name stuck. It's
It's
kind of like when the Cardinals were in St. Louis, they were called the Big Red, and then they moved to.
And so they don't call them Big Red anymore, do they?
Well, they was calling them there until 1995.
And they stopped, right?
Yes.
So then stop with the Football Giants. It's stupid.
It just sticks, man.
It really doesn't. It's stupid.
It just sticks.
It's really stupid to me. Like, they're the only Giants football team in the entire country. Why are you calling them Football Giants? We know that. But anyway. All right. So there are holes. You're going to see a nice common theme for holes in this entire division. So number 1 is cornerback. The reason why I said cornerback first is because they literally don't have anything on defense.
No, nothing.
You can plug in any hole is like all positions, so it doesn't matter. I just believe, and we can argue this to night and day, and I wish we would. Cornerback to me is the most valuable position on defense.
Yes.
To me, people are gonna say edge rusher, and people are gonna say other things. I think it's cornerback. So I would try to get one of those first, because Janoris Jenkins, you already waived them. They waived him at the end of the season. He went to the Saints, and they're I think first round rookie or the first rookie they drafted. DeAndre Baker was the number one corner for a little while, and they were the 30th ranked pass defense for a reason. They should probably get a cornerback to help that kid, because that's a murder. Next, linebacker. They have Marcus Golden, who's a free agent now, and then that's it. Their leading tackler was Antoine Bethea. Do you know who Antoine Bethea is? He was a star safety for the Indianapolis Colts and Peyton Manning days. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
That's your leading tackler by 110, which says something about the secondary that your safety is tackling that much. And Agnew Ogletree was their other coverage linebacker who allowed 80% catches thrown his way.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's pretty disgusting. 3 touchdowns. Yeah, that's pretty disgusting. They need everything they can get for their coverage unit. Everything.
I have a lot of solutions in a second.
Well, I'll figure. So let me hurry up then for you. Defensive end, again, they need everything. Their best pass rusher was Marcus Golden, again, a linebacker. They need defensive ends. And their next best person who rushed well was Leonard Williams, who came in at 8 games into the season, and he only had 17 pressures. That's disgusting. So, yeah, that means that. And offensive tackle, they need almost everything in the offensive line. But I say guilt tackle because for the running quarterback, if the tackles play well, they can just run away. Versus a pocket quarterback needs better interior blocking because all they have to do is step him in the pocket. Versus a guy who can run, he just runs everywhere and they'll be alright. So I think their tackle should be more solidified, and they sort of sucks. So he needs help. And safety, again, they need coverage options. Bad. Go ahead.
For solutions to fix that, the solutions for that. Also, they need to address the offensive line. The right tackle,
that's what I'm saying. Offensive tackle,
really, really, really bad.
Yeah.
Like ever since 2001, 2011. 2012.
Yeah, when they finished winning the Super Bowl, yeah. Because their line was really good.
They have to, address that because Saquon Barkley is a shame.
Matter of fact, you're right. Let me say that it's more for him than Daniel Jones. Get the offensive line bolstered for Saquon. Not to say that he's more important than Daniel Jones, but Daniel Jones is a running quarterback, so he can escape the pressure and still be able to make throws. Saquon Barkley is not going to survive if he does not have an offensive line. We're trying to save his life. That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned. That's literally word for word I was going to say. Not real. Like, he can't. Like I said, you're wasting his prime. His early years of his prime on the really bad teams. It's ridiculous. Like, I don't know. But anyway, also a solution for that is to get rid. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to get rid of those bad contracts. Like Alec Ogletree's going to pay a shit ton of money, and all that stuff. They need to get rid of all the bad contracts and stuff. They have a decent amount of salary cap. How much salary cap they have?
I keep forgetting. I gotta say that first. I wrote down they actually have 61.9, so damn near $62 million of salary,
which is really
cap.
really good. Which is really good.
Again, according to overthecap.com.
Which is really really good, so they can really go after.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
That's why you're not paying the quarterback.
The problem, technically not. They don't have to.
That's what they're not.
So, which is good. Which is why I'm glad they got rid of Eli, which makes sense to get rid of Eli. But my issue with that is, as far as that, the money is, $61 million is a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
But they still have a lot of bad contracts. And I think Gettleman is probably realizing that, bringing his old Arizona buddies, Carolina buddies from players that fit the system he had over there, it's like, listen, a lot of them are old now. Alec Ogletree was great when he was in St. Louis.
He was pretty good in the Rams, yeah.
He was in St. Louis, the Rams. He came over there. He had maybe 1 or 2 good years here when the defense was really, really, really good. And in 2016, the defense was really, really good. And after that year, So the bad contract, or Nick Solder, you gotta find a way to get rid of that contract. Even though I don't think anyone would take it, and honestly speaking, he's not stupid. I would take it too if someone offered me all that.
Oh heck yeah!
So listen, like I said, he's a 2-time Super Bowl champion. I don't think he's fucking creaming for money, but you gotta find a way to get out of the contract because that's bad and he's not productive. So that's one of the solutions for that though.
Yeah, I also have to re-sign Marcus Golden since you have so much salary cap. Even though he's overratedly good, he was still a good player for you. Like people trying to say he's a big name. No, he's not. He's not a big name. Stop it. But he did. It looked like he fit well what you're trying to do on defense. So I would get him back. Maybe try to get Jason Pierre-Paul. Get him back. He's free agent.
He's free agent.
He's a pretty good pass rush pressure, but he's an even better run stuffer. So try to get him back, and it shouldn't cost that much because he's over 30.
Yeah, and he literally has missing fingers. So yeah.
Right.
But even though he's missing fingers, he was still really good in Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Also, most importantly, I think they need to find at least a number one wide receiver. I don't think Golden Tate is a number one receiver. I don't think he is at all. You just need to get a receiver to help stretch the field, and hope to God that Evan Ingram stays healthy. The man has sometimes staying healthy, so maybe try to get a backup tight end or someone. I don't know, but have someone to someone that can help with the offensive line to block for him, and then sort of pass catch or something like that.
I think that those receiving weapons can wait. I think getting the defense is more prerogative because there's so many holes there. I'd rather try to plug in stuff for them just to make them competent.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Because they were still putting up points. Even with Fumble King. You know what I'm saying? They were putting up points and moving the ball.
Well, most of it
without Saquon Barkley for most of the year too. So,
but most of it was just really, really bad defenses.
I'm saying fix that first. That's what I'm saying. Fix that first. And I'll say if Jabbar Sheard and Robert Quinn are also available. Those are other 2-3 year deals you can get for cheapish. So you have this, even though you can afford everyone, but to help you guys out, some veteranship on the defense. That'd be great. And the same thing for Philadelphia. Get one of those top corners, please. One of those top veteran corners. Since a Patriot is a coach, maybe you're the ones to get Logan Ryan. Since he knows how to coach him. Since they were together for a little while. Since how long has Joe Judge been coaching New England? Like forever?
Forever, yeah.
So he knows Logan Ryan. Maybe Logan Ryan could be in that team. And I will address the offensive line in the draft, but I will pick the top safety in the draft with the first Giants pick. Whether they trade down to get him or not is their business. But I think whoever is the top safety prospect in the draft, that's who their first pick should go for. In my opinion. They already have Jabril Peppers, so get a coverage safety with Jabril Peppers, and you already have your safety position on lock. Me, personally.
I like Jabril Peppers. I think he's good.
He's not a bad player. Just that when you only decent one, everybody's whack and or ancient.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, watch the Redskins. Their cap is always big because they suck all the time. Is $53 million according to overthecap.com. I'm going to say it every time. So their team holds for me. I think linebackers, they were the 31st ranked rush defense in the NFL according to ProFootballReference.com. One behind the Cincinnati Bengals, who was obvious number one because they literally have no linebackers. At least you have Ryan Kerrigan. They literally don't have a linebacker, so they're 32nd, of course. 31st is really bad. So, and plus the entire front seven in the Washington Redskins is very young. Like, there is no veteran outside of Ryan Kerrigan in that team. And I guess Ruben Foster. I don't even know he plays, to be honest. I forgot about his existence. So I think they should get some talent there. And plus, your coach is Ron Rivera. If I'm not mistaken, he's pretty good at teaching linebackers.
Very, very good. Very good.
So they should probably get him one. Second, again, the common theme, cornerback. They need that. They just cut Josh Gordon because he sucks.
Josh Norman is...
Josh Norman, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Josh Norman is hot garbage.
Yeah.
Ever since he got his money from Washington after playing, having a couple of good years in Carolina, he's hot garbage. Hot garbage.
Because he left a great defense.
Getting burnt every play. But... And it's normally the worst crazy. Ron Rivera got rid of Josh Norman in Carolina.
He got rid of him twice.
He got rid of him twice. Like, how does that work? Like, how does that work?
How do you repeat that? That's true.
That says something. That says something. I think Ron Rivera is honestly speaking. I'm glad you mentioned the hole for defense for the defense. He's gonna turn his defense around.
Yes.
They're gonna be a lot better defense they are this year.
He definitely is, no question.
Now for the continue. But I'm pretty much looking at it right now. I'm pretty sure.
Every cornerback that, besides Josh Norman, who's obvious, all of them completed over 60% passes going their way, which is completely pathetic. So they need to get somebody there. And plus, I think they're all young too. Same thing with defensive line. Just because your rush defense is the worst in the NFL, because Cincy is a bad on their own. So I'm just counting the other 31 teams. You were the worst rush defense in the NFL. You need to bolster up that line. And what sucks about them is that they've been trying. I think every draft for the last 5 years, they've always drafted defensive line on the top 2 rounds. They just can't get somebody to go over the hump. But with Ron Rivera, maybe they'll bump over the hump. But that's definitely something that they got to address.
Also, thank God that Bruce Allen's not there anymore. That bum ass GM.
Yeah.
He was horrible. And so at least I think Ron Rivera's gonna be able to pitch the plays he wants now. Like, I think they give him full control for that.
I think they give him control too. That's probably part of the reason why he went to that team.
Yeah. So.
4th tight end. Speaking of unreliable, Jordan Reed. I feel like he only played 5 games in the last 3 years of football. Like, he's always in the hospital. They need to compete with that dude. It's the God and the truth. Vernon Davis retired, so their only tight end is I forgot his name. It's a weird looking name, but when you have a young quarterback, you definitely want a good tight end with him. That's a young quarterback's best friend, especially someone who's prone to making mistakes. So that's an easy underneath option for him. So get him one. Help out Dwayne Haskins. And speaking of helping out Dwayne Haskins, wide receiver, they only have Terry McLaurin, and that's it. No. The next best wide receiver had only 365 yards with no touchdowns.
Horrendous.
That's absolutely disgusting. Yeah, they need to get another wide receiver for Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin is a bona fide number 1. I don't have to see any more from him. I'm skipping my 1-year rule. With him and A.J. Brown, I skip my 3-year rule. They're beasts. I don't think it's hard to fake the wide receiver position to me. So the way they play, especially if he's by himself, nah. So they need to get a wide receiver. Help out Dwayne Haskins. My solutions is a little unique here because I started thinking about trades and all that type of stuff. So what I thought was they should extend Ryan Kerrigan to cut the cap a little bit, even though they have $53 million. But you never can have too much money. So I say extend Kerrigan. I think his contract ends next year or 2 years from now, and he's taking a lot of money. So I extend him, and I would also trade Jordan Reed if you can. I will take a 6th-round pick. I don't care. I'll take anything to get rid of his bum ass. And Trent Williams, he doesn't want to be there. You tried to kill him.
Literally.
So just trade him. You can get a 2nd or 1st-round pick for him still.
You know what's crazy? And it makes it more baffling, and I'm glad they got fired for this. Didn't New England offer you 2 first-rounders for Trent Williams, and then you still said no? You said you can get a better offer?
No, you can't.
You can't get a better offer for that.
So trade him. You get more draft capital. Ron Rivera gets to pick his players. He picks his players. His scheme will be better. Be a smart franchise for once. You haven't been a smart franchise since 1991. Be smart. Just trade him. You don't want to be there. Duh. Resign Brandon Sheriff ASAP. That's your best lineman. Resign him. Give him what the hell he wants. He wants the key to the city. Give him the key to the city. Dwayne Haskins needs everything he can get. So get him. I say you should be the ones to get Jadeveon Clowney. He's probably the best run-stuffing end in the league. You're the worst run defense in the NFL. Get him. And I think he will do well with Ron Rivera was a good signing. Yeah. I just questioned his decision because it's the Washington Redskins. So I don't know how that's going to work out. But he will help out so much. If you just get him, and with Ron Rivera, I think that'll work wonders. It'll be like what Charles Johnson was with him. If y'all know that end from Carolina, he was a beast. Get him there. I think he'll do wonders over there. And Jerry McCoy is also available, by the way. Saying Ndamukong Suh is also available, by the way. I think getting a veteran defensive tackle will help out the young kids too and get them to develop faster. They shouldn't cost that much, especially Jerry McCoy. They shouldn't cost that much. So pay them. And you should probably be the ones to get Austin Hooper for Dwayne Haskins. A nice receiving tight end. I don't like him that much, but I think he'll be good enough to help out Dwayne Haskins. And I say you do need a running back because Adrian Peterson is free agency. And Darius Geis doesn't know how to have his knees healthy. So you should probably get a running back in the draft, get him like the 5th round, you'll be all right. Safety, wide receiver, and cornerback all can be addressed in the draft because I think you have bigger needs than those outside of corner. Corner isn't needed now, but that could be your first pick.
Yes.
Anything you gotta say about the Washington Redskins?
You literally, word for word, literally you bring your
Dog, you don't understand how much research I did for this, bro. I was sitting back listening to Kanye. I saw your picture with the college dropout thing that you got.
Fire, bro. That shit, man.
And I looked at my phone. I seen that picture. Like, I got that right. And apparently, I never had it downloaded on my phone. I said, "What?"
It was a classic album, man.
It is. So I downloaded it. I listened to it yesterday. I'm like, "Oh, you can't see me, damn!" But I was vibing with Kanye. I'm like, "Damn."
I miss Kanye.
This had nothing to do with football, but I'm gonna go on a tangent. My bad.
Yeah, right.
Dude, it's insane how I would say the first half of his career. So like college dropout, the
registration, graduation.
Yeah, though, and there's one more album after that.
Oh, yeah,
before Heartless, is one before Heartless.
808s and Heartbreaks.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The Heartless is my favorite song on the album. But yeah,
which is really good album.
Yeah,
you can say his first five albums was classic.
They're legendary.
Legendary, and then his album with Jay-Z, Watch the Throne, which is a classic. That was in college. Fire to this day. Fire.
Then he just didn't care after that.
After
he got with What's Her Face. But it's funny how I wasn't into pop or any type of real music back when these came out. These came out in 2004 and 2005.
Yeah.
I still knew more than half of the album before I even listened to the damn album.
I can listen to the first 5 albums literally straight through without skipping a song.
Me too.
It's absolutely amazing. And then Watch the Throne was a completely incredible album.
Like, damn, he was so good. All right, back to football. Back to football. My bad, guys. It's Kanye. Everybody know old Kanye is the man. Anyway, last, this is for you, Andy. The Dallas Cowboys. They have $76.7 million in the cap, but that's before. I'm gonna say PPD, pre-Prescott deal. That's why they have so much cap. They haven't signed Dak Prescott yet. Still, this is Tuesday, February 18th, 2020. For people who listen to it later on in the week or later on in the future, this is before Dak Prescott got signed. So I did my list of holes and solutions, assuming he does get signed, because that is obviously number one priority. If you don't have Dak Prescott, you're not going to win anything. So you need Dak Prescott desperately, no matter how people feel or not. And if you feel differently, to me, you're a little stupid. But because no one's going to replace Dak Prescott production. He's better than every quarterback in the free agency that's not a legend already. You know, Tom and Breeze. Which Breeze said he's coming back today. But he did not say he's going back to New Orleans. He just said who that nation though. But he said I'm going back to New Orleans Saints. So there's a chance he may get swayed somewhere else. We'll see. But anyway, that's Cowboys. Number one hole, again, assuming that's Prescott is signed or franchise tag. Cornerback. See, all 4 teams in this division need a cornerback. Yeah. Like literally top 2 hole in all their teams. Because Byron Jones is a free agent and every other corner sucks. Like, sucks. Like, sucks worse than every other team in this division. We're looking at those numbers, those advanced stats, in ProFootballReference.com. They suck ass. There was one corner, like Awuzie, I think that's his name. He allowed like almost more than 80% completions, and there was like 90 something attempts too, and he completed like 80% against him. How could you be that disgusting? Like, they literally targeted you, my brother. Like, yeah. So they need a cornerback. They need to resign Jones. That's a solution, but that wasn't obvious.
Remember how they literally immediately cut Orlando Scandrick from the team?
Yeah.
How bad he was. They went to Philly. It was even worse, and they said, "Got to fucking leave." He said, "He's been here 12 years. Now you suck." That's it.
You suck. Hashtag Trevor Sharp.
Oh yeah, that was good.
That was great. But they need corners bad. It's not just one. They need like 3. But second, I say tight end actually. Mm-hmm. Dak Prescott likes that position. Jason Witten was a nice 1-year rental. I don't know if he's coming back, and he's ancient and can't run. I probably run faster than him now. So they should probably cut bait. He just literally retired and don't come back. And also, the number 2 tight end, Blake Jarwin, is also a free agent. You're going to see a lot of free agent similarities here, and which the fact that, more than half their good players are free agents. There's a reason why they have a lot of cap. It's not because of any reason, but all their players left. Yeah. That's why. So they're not as scot-free as people think they are. Like, oh, they could do this. No. They lost all their productive players. That's why they have so much money. And that's including Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott taking half of his cap, right? So they're only going to really have a little less than $40 million in the cap. And they got to resign Byron Jones. And the next wide receiver. Their whole receiving core that's not Michael Gallup is a free agent too. Tavon Austin's a free agent. Randall Cobb's a free agent. And Mark Cooper is a free agent. All unrestricted free agents, by the way. None of this is restricted, and none of this is team option. Their whole team is the wire.
It's kind of dumb for them too. You traded 4 first-round picks for this guy, for Mark Cooper,
and you didn't resign him yet.
And I was like, he may walk away for free. So technically, if you think about it, the Raiders won this trade by far. And it was like you signed him there, and it's like, yo, bro, he's Y'all didn't even win with him. You didn't win with him, like, not at all. You missed the playoffs. And then it was like when he was playing, like, you wasn't trying to throw to him.
No.
Not even get him
You won one playoff game with him.
That's it.
2 years ago when he beat Seattle. And the Seattle lost it more than they wanted to me because they didn't feel like throwing the football. Idiots. They only have Gallup in contract. 4 linebackers. Sean Lee is gone, but that's good to me because he sucked. And I like Vander Esch, but I don't know, it was 1 year, but the concussion things like he was dealing with, the neck injuries and whatever, that's a little concerning. And plus, Jalen Smith is like the only coverage linebacker I know that you have, so you should probably get one of those. And 5 is safety. Jeff Heath is a free agent also, and he's a little underrated to me because he's one of those safeties that fly around the field. Like, he's not a big talent guy. He's not like a great safety, like a Harrison Smith type player. But he's still good with what y'all did. And I think that's important to you, and you don't have anybody to replace that. So you should really get that. Because coverage was a problem for y'all defense this year. And I put an asterisk 6, even though there's obvious quarterback. You need one now. Like, right now. Like, you need to hurry up and sign him now. Yeah. Any different holes? I have a few, but they're not that important. Like, they should probably get ready to bolster the offensive line again. Because people are leaving and getting old and stuff like that. So the only sure thing you have is Zach Martin. And the left tackle is pretty decent too. But you should probably start bolstering that up a little bit. Alright, so the solutions I have, I would sign Robert Quinn because he was your only pass rush and DeMarcus Lawrence sucked. So get Robert Quinn. Resign Byron Jones, that's the first guy I will get. I will resign Blake Jarwin because I actually liked him, he's pretty decent. Tavon Austin's a good gadget guy and he should cost like $5, so you should easily get him back.
$5.
And Jeff Heath is also for what I just said. I just went on a 35-second soliloquy on Jeff Heath, so get him back too. But the only person out of all the guys that said that should take real cap space from you is Byron Jones with like $12, $13 million. A lot, but you need the cornerback. Second, I would actually try signing Tyler Eifert or Hunter Henry to a 1-year deal.
Makes sense, especially Hunter Henry, so he can get his feet back to recover from the injury.
Yeah.
So at least prove
him and Blake Jarwin together.
Prove to him that he's still reliable. He can do it. I agree with that.
That's what I would do. Get rent one of those guys out. The 1 or 2 things I would do here for receiver, because Mike McCarthy is your head coach, and for his entire tenure in Green Bay, he's always relied on the wide receiver position more than tight end. Even though I just said get 2 tight ends, hence why I said pay nothing for them. Don't get a big deal. He always had number 1 receiver with Aaron Rodgers because that's usually what circles around their offense. So when he first came in, he had Donald Driver, even though he was at his last leg, and Greg Jennings, when he first got there in 2006, I think was his first year coaching. Or 7. One of those years is his first year, I forget which one.
7.
7? Yeah. And they went 13-3 with Brett Favre. There you go. So you know what he's doing. Then Donald Driver got replaced by Greg Jennings, number 1 receiver, with Jordy Nelson right behind him. Jordy Nelson took over Greg Jennings, but they cut big with him in 2013, I think.
Yes.
Jordy Nelson's number 1 receiver. Damn good. Next year, they drafted Devontae Adams at 2014, when in Jordy Nelson's prime. The following year, they got cut bait Jordy Nelson because he couldn't run anymore after his, I think, ACL tear, and Devontae Adams is the man currently. He's always had number 1 receiver. I'm talking about Aaron Rodgers, even though I would love to destroy him. I'm talking about Mike McCarthy and his offensive system. He needs that number 1 guy. So you either need to re-sign Mari Cooper and waste the rest of your cap on that overrated bastard, or sign AJ Green. You need a number 1 veteran receiver. Veteran, underline.
And they want as far as money is concerned, you go after AJ Green. At least he'll be just a little bit cheaper. He didn't play last year, but he's still, when healthy, one of the best receivers in the game.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think they'll get Cooper back. I think Cooper's going to demand more money.
And I think they shouldn't re-sign him anyway, to be honest. He's overrated. I really don't. I never liked him. Even when in Oakland, I never liked him.
I have a feeling I know where he's going. I know where he's going.
All right, so whenever we get to that team, I can't wait. I would try to sign Jamie Collins, too. He's a decent coverage linebacker that help out Jaden Smith a lot. Can take some of the weight off him and make the linebacking core a little bit better. Plus, Jamie Collins has one of them instinct-type plays to help you out on that defense. Your defense is damn near anything you can get. So, and I'll leave wide receiver, corner, and tight end for the draft. I would leave those. Get number 3 wide receiver, or maybe he'll be better than Gallup because there's a lot of good wide receivers in this draft. Get them. Cornerback, you need to help Byron Jones badly. Defensive end, you can never have too much rush because you need it because you have none. And then tight end, so for when one of the 2 guys I said to rent goes away, you'll have a backup. Or who have a starter. So those are my solutions for the Dallas Cowboys. Hopefully Andy liked that. I would love to hear if he dislikes it or if there's anything else he would like to add. Because I don't know his team more than he does. So he can educate me on, that Dallas team. All right. And nothing else you can say, man?
That pretty much finished it.
Yeah, I love doing this. So I can't wait to do the other 7 divisions. It'll be lit, as the millennials will say.
Oh my god. Anyway, besides that, is that all?
Yeah, it's gonna be all, I think, man.
Okay, guys, like, share, subscribe. We're on YouTube, iTunes, iHeartradio, Spotify. We are on Google Play Radio, iHeartradio, at Podcast Dynasty on Twitter. As always, thank you for your support and
all the time. And I believe we're doing NFC North.
Yeah.
Next episode's gonna be NFC North.
Alrighty.
Which shouldn't take as long as this one, but they don't have that many hosts. Almost every team in this division sucks, so that's why it took a while.
Alright, fine. Peace, guys.
Peace out, guys. We love you.